Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and I hope everybody has a good day. All right. Um, button up, Joe. You didn't shave? Well, you get older, you miss days shaving. I want to thank everybody for all the support you gave me on the uh, Anthony Cardinelli video, the lawyer of John Gotti. Thank you, folks, for supporting me. I gained some new subscribers. I hope I could keep you in here with me and still riding with me. Of course, it's not a big production with bells and whistles and all the other bullshit these other guys got, but this is the way I do it, and I appreciate your support. All right, so the Bounties. You don't see a lot of stuff on YouTube about where their hit squad's going after Sammy the Bull Gravano and for the rat, being the rat that he is. And I'm sure in this mob genre, social media and everything, where you'd wonder, like, did people get actually close to him? Of course, he was in witness protection. They were hiding him, but of course there were leaks. You see, Sammy the Bull Gravano could get away with anything with the FBI just because he lied about John Gotti. And you've seen the last video. We're not going to backtrack, but so whatever Sammy the Bull Gravano said, they just wanted it to be true. The FBI, like, whatever. Okay, he said it, it's true. Let's go prosecute 30-something people off of Sammy the Bull Gravano's uttered bullshit words that people are doing. Not just John Gotti. There's a ton of people they died in prison because of Sammy the Bull Gravano. And they mainly wanted to get John Gotti. But why digress? Let's progress forward, all right, folks? Thank you for... that was the biggest climb I had in my subscriber thing and views in a long time. So what you see, look at my studio's falling apart, but I'm not a show-off. I'm not trying to be some big mafia tough guy. I ran around years ago, blah, blah, blah. Never was made into a family. No way. So there's some old timers I talk to now that were running around here and there. And the Lucchese family was a treacherous family with Anthony Gaspipe Casso and Vic Amuso. That Anthony Gaspipe Casso was a psychopathic homicidal. They rose to power, Lucchese family, but there was a lot of old timers that survived, and some are around here or there, and they got close. There was the businessmen. Okay, let's get with the program, Jojo. There were bounties that were on Sammy the Bull Gravano's head. He shook down millionaire businessmen, took over either all or a portion of their businesses all over New York City and New Jersey. Most of it was in the construction business, whatever supplies that were needed, things like that. So he stepped on so many toes. And of course, you got the John Gotti family and many other sorted others in the mob. So it's legend. Legend has it. We'll leave it. Legend has it. There was a millionaire in New Jersey was older. They didn't care anymore. Would pay people they knew or something. Hey, listen, Bill and Tom and Sam and Tony and Rick. Hey, if anybody gets to Sammy the Bull Gravano, there's $1 million sitting in a safe deposit box or whatever, or but somehow, and there were a lot. So the FBI had to re-up their intelligence on all these past enemies with wiring, because Sammy the Bull Gravano was their golden boy, their little pawn to take down what the public knew as the mob, which John Gotti represented as the mob to America and the world. John Gotti was the American mafia symbol. So they, anything, so the FBI, because John Gotti beat so many cases. He beat so many cases, made the FBI look like Boy Scouts. So they had to do anything to get, and even though Sammy the Bull Gravano confessed hitman, 19 murders connected to 36 murders or whatever his story is today, tomorrow it might be 52 and the next day it might be 87. But they would protect the biggest menace to society as far as the mafia goes. They would protect just to get this grandstand victory. So some people said, oh, they left him out to dry out in Arizona and everything else. But they knew every flight that left New York City, who was on the flights from New York City to Arizona, because things leak out. Things leak out. People are in witness protection, but sometimes things can leak out. And most of the time, people end up out in Arizona. That's like the spot for witness protection, or some other Southwest state or something like that. But legend has it and lore has it that they apprehended a few people at the airport, and for whatever reason, aborted them leaving or something. Whatever, however they structured it, they they boggled it, and Sammy the Bull Gravano had about 1,000 bullseyes on his back, and so many different people for so many different reasons. I mean, there's a common denominator, but so many. Even freelancers, even little associates and soldiers running around just to have the claim to fame to say, I got him. I'll go do 20 years in prison, but I got him. That's probably, that was the sentiment. So, Sammy the Bull Gravano, calculating chess player, smart with his moves and everything, trying to figure things out. But he knew that he had to You Better Run. Pink Floyd. Yeah, it's a little crazy here on the channel and everything, but that's how I do it. I appreciate your support and everything. And there was a guy I know, and I know some old timers, and they were running around back in the day and everything. And they said they knew where Sammy the Bull Gravano was. Sammy the Bull Gravano was doing other crimes while in witness protection with the ecstasy ring and everything else. And in these crime circles, and people cross-pollinate and commingle and information is shared, all of a sudden, that could be revealed and uttered in conversations. And I believe that maybe he had some protection, not only from the FBI witness protection, but those crazy Aryan brothers out there with these ecstasy rings, or some of those gangs, renowned gangs, like a gang like the Crips and the Bloods and the Aryan Brothers and the Mexican Mafia and all of that kind of stuff. But so he was safe, more or less. But it was just to the extent that the FBI would, he was one of the worst mafia personalities in his behaviors and his deeds, that the FBI, good old FBI, would go to all these lengths to protect him and railroad John Gotti and set Sammy the Bull Gravano free. I believe Sammy the Bull Gravano was an informant long before you folks knew that he was an informant. And Anthony Cardinelli, who was John Gotti's lawyer and renowned best lawyer in the country or world, these legal minds and everything else. Go back and watch my video, and you get another flavor of that. But and all the people that Sammy the Bull Gravano came across and effed up, there were bounties. Some people would do it for free, but there were bounties, and you'd have to drive your car, but they might have been moving Sammy the Bull Gravano here and there. He tells the story on his channel like he was in a house here or there. No, see, the FBI had intelligence about certain threats, and they were bouncing him around. He tries to portray that, like he just like, yeah, come and get me, whoever. They were bouncing him around, and he got punked by one of them gangs at a party down there, and everything else. The guy is just blotted out, and there was other guys that would say, I don't want witness protection. I'm going to go out into the world. You don't have to accept witness protection. You don't have to accept it. You can rat and just say, I'm going to rat and I'm going to go back home to Bensonhurst or Bayside or wherever. No, some just went on, come and get me. They live by the sword, they die by the sword, whatever. No, he was, yeah, he's a psychopath nut killer or whatever, but it ain't all that. It ain't all that. There's no more hits or bounties on him. Sammy the Bull, go back to New York. Or wherever cave you're hiding in. What the hell's the difference? You're 80-something years old. Come on, bro. Go back to New York. That's your home. You're out there in a desert? Wow. Where's your Cayunes now? There ain't nobody gunning for you, bro. Come on. Wouldn't it be a video, a thumbnail? Sammy the Bull Gravano goes back to New York City. Wouldn't that be an awesome thumbnail? And he's walking down the street just like an old man. Go enjoy the rest of your life. I don't know. That's his life. He's an old man now, but you know, the FBI saved him. They bounced him around all over the place. There were, I think, there was a guy in New Jersey where they just bum rushed him with a gun or something. Legend has it. And they had these contracts made up already. They had contracts for him to sign, with a gun. Sign here, and okay, now you're a partner with Sammy. Strong arm methods. That guy lived to be was living to be an old man, and of course, he would pay. He would pay. There was other members from other crime families, including, of course, his own, that wanted to kill him. But yeah, it was just common knowledge. But they're running their daily activities. You got the 5 families. They're running their daily activities and everything, and they're trying to do what they can do as far as their survival, their money making, their rackets. So, it wasn't a pending thing on their mind every day. We got to get Sammy. Yeah, I mean, there was people pressed on it, but people were just trying to run their businesses and everything and not end up like John Gotti. Hey, John. So there were a lot of bounties out there. So Sammy the Bull Gravano, run, Sammy. Sammy, run. Run, Sammy, run. A little immature on my part, but hey, that's me, all right? So, can a civilian collect that bounty? It was a big thing going on, and the complete betrayal like that, high profile case, and of course it was in all the bars, all the clubs, social clubs all over, and there were other businessmen, regular businessmen not connected to the mafia that Sammy the Bull shook down. They want him, but they had so much intelligence and wiretaps and everything else, the FBI, and they just protected him, went out of their way to protect him. Supposed to have been the most dangerous hitman in the mafia, and the FBI, just for the sake of putting John Gotti away, because John Gotti beat so many cases, made the FBI look very incompetent. Just for that sake, everybody thinks that the FBI just runs on the straight and narrow, and there's a lot of stuff, but I'm afraid to talk about the FBI nowadays. I'm afraid. I ain't going down there for view. I don't care about the views or subscribers. I ain't playing that game. No. The FBI does a good job in protecting our country and everything like that. Salute to the FBI. All right. Let's leave it at that. A YouTube channel ain't worth freaking talking stupid, which I've done in the past. Not right. These are all alleged things, okay? Disclaimer. These are alleged. All right. I wasn't there looking at it on the scene, so this is all 10th hand information. So a lot of people, the years passed by, and it just went away. And then Sammy the Bull Gravano pops up like a weed with a YouTube channel. With a YouTube channel. And holy cow, tells great stories. Who cares if they're true or not, right? Joe YouTuber. all you little dudes, young dudes that sit there and listen to Sammy the Bull. Yay, wow, that happened. Oh, geez. Hey, Billy, well, did you hear Sammy the Bull Gravano story today? Yeah. Come on, get the popcorn. If that's what you folks like, that's what you like. That's your prerogative. Yeah, that's your prerogative. Yeah, and if there's anybody out there, I mean, I think most of the people now on the social media knows that Sammy. I mean, it's like the cat is out of the bag. I mean, 95% of them stories are just fabricated bullshit. Hey, Mr. Swan, and people more or less should know that by now. I mean, and also I also provide all different perspectives, and some people say, hey, Jojo, who cares? They're just good stories. Well, that's your prerogative. Go watch them. Send some money to them. All right, send them some money. That's all. But I'm old school. I'm approaching 60 years old, and I was around where there were some people that still had honor, and they went and did their time. They took it like a man and did their time in prison. And I seen their families and wives and children crying, going back to their cars in the parking lot. So I look at it from a different lens. That how the honor and respect of the mafia just eroded and deteriorated systematically year after year, decade. There is no mafia anymore. There's people on YouTube channels saying that there is no mafia. There's no rackets. Gambling's legal. If the only thing the mafia could do these days is there might be some bookies that don't want to go to the casino or whatever online to gamble. Yeah. But there's no mafia like defined as you folks would think the mafia is. The mafia don't exist anymore. There's still people that were involved with the mafia from years ago, but they're not running a operation and crews and all that. That's not, I know old time captains. They're not in the mafia anymore. They're 85 years old, 80 years old, 87. They were in the mafia, but there's no mafia anymore. No mafia. The government is the mafia today. They're running the rackets. They're running the numbers game. They're running the casinos. They're running the sports betting. The government is organized crime today. Imagine that. So they never got to Sammy the Bull Gravano. And I try to be a Christian, and not wish ill will on people and everything else. But it's tough sometimes because all the destruction that man did. And to show his face on a YouTube channel and have a YouTube channel shows you the punk that he really is. Any real mobster would never have done that. You're supposed to just ride out into the sunset in your little wimp protection plan and go live your life out. Any real mobster. There's more compelling, but he's got name recognition and it's all about money. And so it's a different dynamic. Mike Francis, he's worth probably $500 million, and his channel's quite different. They were both informants. That's common knowledge. There's no debates on all of that. But in defense to that, it's like, who cares? You folks want to hear great mob stories. I'm the kind of guy that's like, I want to hear, you could put me to bed with a bottle and burp me, and I could go to sleep to one of these good mob stories. But, I want to hear a good, if you want a story, go read Little Red Riding Hood or Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. I mean, come on. Yeah, you would think, John Ole, thanks for visiting me. But if there's a conversation, one little conversation uttered, now the FBI's got everything wired. Everything's wired, wiretap, everything. They had wiretaps in gangsters' cars. They would just get you for extortion or, some federal crime. And that's that. They had to protect their golden boy. And like Anthony Cardinelli said, who was John Gotti's lawyer, and he rolled around with F. Lee Bailey. It's in my prior video that got one of my biggest responses. Thank you, folks, for supporting me. There's no big production here. The lighting is, but I am what I am. I wasn't a tough guy. I wasn't a MAID member, but I was around a lot of these people, and my godfather was an enforcer, freelance enforcer for the families, and that's that. So, excuse me for that. And there's a lot of things you can't say. I do not have immunity. There's a lot of things you can't say. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, Leon. It's good to see you. John, thank you for your support. We'll rock and roll. And we'll just keep going. I had the biggest rise, and that's good. I'm glad I got a little support. Hey, we all want to be accepted. We all want to be validated as human beings. I'm not some tough guy. I'm a sensitive, emotional guy too. But I'm for the underdog. I'm trying to, if there's a wrong, expose it, blah, 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 blah. You get the gist. It's not partly cloudy. It's partly sunny. And today it's 80% sunny. So thank you, folks. Watch all the other videos I got on there. 100 videos, 200. And let's get to 500 by Christmas. Thanks, John. Thanks, Leon. Thanks for riding with me. I'll probably be back tomorrow. And come take a ride with me, and we'll see what we can chop up. So thanks, folks, and God bless you all and your family. And stay great. Thanks, guys.